Hey everybody, today's lesson is going along with 9-7 in your math journals. And the examples I'm going to give you are going to help you with pages 234 and 235. You're going to see some words on there that we hadn't learned yet. So that's what our video is about today. So at the top of 234 and 235, it says expand and trade subtraction. That's what I'm going to show you right now. And number 1 gives you an example of how to do it. I'm going to kind of break that down for you right on this screen. So we're actually solving number 1 again using expand and trade. So the subtraction problem we're working on is 45 minus 27. And I showed you a little trick a little while ago about if your top number here is larger, then you can just subtract the number below it right from it. But that's not the case here because this top number right here is smaller than the number 7. So we need to try and figure out how we can subtract since that number is a little bit smaller. Now let me just rewrite those two so we can get started. 27 and 45. Now don't forget, first it wants you to find a ballpark estimate. And we've done a lot of practice with that, so you should be all set with finding that part. Now let's look at how we expand and trade. And that word expand we've seen before in expanded form. So that's actually what we're going to do first. So the expanded form of 45 would be 40 plus 5. And then the expanded form of 27 would be 20 and 7. This is going to help us solve this subtraction problem. So we've done the expanded part. We've expanded our numbers. But we're going to need to do some trading so that we can get this 5 right here to be a larger number than the 7 right here so that we can subtract it. Now over on the right, you see that I've used my place value blocks to make the number 45. So here's where the trade comes in. Out of this 40, I'm going to take one of these 10s and I'm going to trade it into 10 ones. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. And I'm going to bring in 10 ones. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we still have 45 because we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 45. Now before I do any subtraction from what I have with my place value blocks, I want to show what I just did over with my numbers. So I traded in this 10 right here. And how much did I have left? I had 10, 20, 30. So how can I show that over here? Well, let's see. This 40 has now turned into 30 because that 10 jumped over to my 5. So how many ones do I have now? I have 5, 10, 15 ones. So this 5 turns into a 15. Now if I look at my problem, is this 15 larger than this 7? Yes, it is. So now we can actually subtract. So let's do it. So my new problem has become 15 minus 7, which is 8. And then 30 minus 20, which is 10. Now remember, we had expanded these numbers. So my expanded form is what I have for an answer right now. to get my final answer, I have to solve for 10 plus 8, which equals 18. That's my final answer. So 45 minus 27 equals 18. Now let's see if we can do that with our place value blocks. I'm going to erase my numbers here. And I'm going to get rid of one of these 10s since we brought it down below. So I have 10, 20, 30, and then I have 5, 10, 15 out of my 1s. Let's take out the 7 first. So I know that this is 5. Take away 5, and then 6, and 7. And then I have to take out 20. So here's 10, 20. My final answer is a 10 and 8 1s, which would add up to 18. It worked. Awesome. All right, let's try number 2 together. So let me go ahead and erase this screen. So the new problem that we're working on is 31 minus 17. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. 31 minus 17. And I'm going to go ahead and make 30. Spread those out. And 1. Now looking at my problem, I can definitely tell that 1 right here is smaller than 7. So I can't do 1 minus 7. I'm going to have to expand these numbers and do some trading. So remember, expanding is our expanded form. So 31 would look like 30 and 1. 17 would be 10 and 7. So the first thing I need to do is a trade. Let's go over to our place value blocks. Now this 30, I need to get rid of one of these 10s and trade it in for 10 1s. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now I've got 2 10s here and here. And I've got 5, 10, 11 1s. So let's show that with our numbers. So the first thing I did was I took 10 out of my 30, which left me with 2 10s. 10, 20. And I brought those 10s over to my 1s. So I have 10 more than I did before. I have 5, 10, 11 1s. Now I think I'm ready to subtract. Let's do our place value blocks first. So I'm going to get rid of that 10 that I had traded in and look at just the numbers we have. So we have 2 10s and then 11 1s. So if I were to take out 7, I've got 5, 6, 7. And then I need to take out 10. That's one of my 10s. So what I had left with my place value blocks is 10 and 4 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So over here I've got 14. Let's look at our numbers and see what we get. So I have 11, which is now bigger than 7. So that means I can subtract. So 11 minus 7 is 4. And then I had 20, and I need to subtract 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. So 10 and 4 1s is exactly what I had over here. Now this is an expanded form because we expanded the numbers. So 10 plus 4 equals 14. And that is my final answer. So 31 minus 17 equals 14. I know it feels new and a little bit tricky, but I think you are up for the challenge. Go ahead, try it. Good luck.